Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, you guys know about the grilled cheese. It's like an iconic American classic. You guys know I smoked that brisket the other day, right? You guys know I like that leftovers, right? So what happens when you combine the two? A brisket grilled cheese sandwich? You guys stay tuned. All right guys, before we dive deep down into how we're gonna make it, it's gonna be a quick, simple video. I just wanna give a shout out to the servicemen and women who lost their lives in Afghanistan. It hits me dearly, and support goes out to them and the families involved. Let's get to the brisket sandwich. Woo! All right. When I was in the Navy, our job when we deployed started the war in Iraq, and so it definitely last couple of weeks been pretty hard. Let's get to it. All right. So the idea behind it, love the grilled cheese. Show you guys little tricks and tips on a grilled cheese, but we're gonna just like keep stuffing, right? Got some really good bread. It's got a lot of holes in it, which I think is really important. Not too thick, not too thin. Some butter with a little olive oil for that perfect buttery golden crunch on the outside. We got the flat part of the point part of the brisket, which is the fatty part. Our flat top's warming up right now. So all I'm gonna do is start this meat right here and just get it warmed up. Get that fat going on it. The fat rendered out. Get the flavors going through there. Just like that. All right. Got a little barbecue sauce. You guys can use obviously whatever you like, but since I'm watching my carbs, I like to use the sugar-free. Got some bread and butter pickles. And the reason why I did not go with like a spicy pickle is because this mammer jammer right here. So this is where we're getting our heat from. I'm telling you, for us, it can pack a punch. So I've already tasted it because I could not wait. But here we go. I'm gonna say about half of it for us because this is a big piece of bread. We're gonna share it. So I'm just gonna quickly grate it. And the reason why I buy it like this and not pre-shredded is because I feel like when they shred the cheese, they add the additives to it to help it from sticking, which doesn't necessarily produce the greatest melting process. So if you buy a block like this, you're way ahead of the game. All right. So, like I said, about half the block should do. If you guys don't want this type of cheese and have like an American or any type of cheese you like, you could always switch up the heat with a pickle or even the barbecue sauce. So, I don't know how much we're going to use, but a good amount because you can't have a grilled cheese without a lot of cheese. All right, guys, I'm just messing with my meat. Just flipping it around. Like I said, you guys see how much fat now is starting to render through? That's all we're wanting right there is just make sure the fat is getting warmed up, and it really just helps the flavoring of the brisket. All right. So here we go. 2 long loaves of bread. I love this bread. The reason why I like it, like I said, it's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it's got the holes. The holes are going to absorb the cheese on one side, and the other holes full of butter and oils. And the whole point of doing this is allowing the bread to fry. It's almost like the idea of French toast. You got to balance the moisture of the bread to get that crispy crunch. So if your bread is like too fresh or like too light, it's just going to create a steam mess, and that's not what we're about. So I really like this bread for this. All right. Really quickly, I'm going to show you guys how to do one. And the other side is going to look exactly the same. So get all those nooks and crannies with butter. You don't have to add too much. I just want all of it rubbed in. Okay. Corner to corner, edge to edge. Scrape the excess off. Let me show you real quick. Then come back and just drizzle just a little bit of olive oil. You still get the buttery taste. You get the golden delicious of the olive oil. And they both help each other to where you can cook it at a little bit higher heat and the butter won't burn. Okay, so we're gonna do this one just exactly the same way. All right, so our flat top's been preheating on low, and I just basically put that brisket on there before it was even close to temperature. But we just got the fat rendered out. Everything's warmed up. Keep the fat of the brisket on the flat top. And we're gonna start building this. I did forget to mention I took a whole onion, salt, pepper, and butter, and caramelized it down, and that's what's left after a whole onion. We're gonna put some caramelized onions on there. All right. Face side down. Here's a tick. Tick. We're gonna start calling it a tick. A tick is a combination of a trick and a tip. You guys got it? It's one of my culinary words of the day. Here's a tick. Yeah. Don't put anything on it just like for the first couple minutes. What happens is the moisture in the bread will start coming through, and this allows your bread to get more crunchy because you don't have the cheese or anything else not allowing the moisture to escape. All right, so now let's build the sandwich. Super easy. Obviously, you guys know I don't do anything unless it packs a ton of flavor. Pick your favorite barbecue sauce out. This has got a little pepper in it too for a little heat. Okay, one side. Whew. Come back in with those caramelized onions. Spread those around end to end, edge to edge, full coverage. Okay. As much as meat as you like.
You tell them we made 2 briskets in about the span of 1 week because we loved it so much.
Yeah, the second one came out. I did something completely different on the second one. I actually used my steak seasoning, the one that I tell you guys about that we're experimenting with, and the whole thing was just steak and black pepper, and it came out absolutely phenomenal. So I know my steak seasoning works on that. So we're just keep experimenting with it until we get it to where we want it. All right. So far, I don't think you can go wrong. Meat, caramelized onions, and barbecue sauce. Just to give you guys an idea. See, we're not even on color yet. We're still frying the bread. And that's when you want to come in with the cheese. Obviously, you guys can change up the cheese. There's 15,000 different varieties in the meat market. In the cheese section, this is just one of the ones that we happen to pick, more commonly available. And then my bread and butter pickles. I love my bread and butter. You guys can put jalapenos on there. I just love the sweet mixed with the heat that it allows. All right, guys, just flatten it down a little bit to make a little softer landing spot. There we go. A little bit of browning. It was easier for me to flip the cheese than it was the meat, so I'm gonna immediately go back in there and flip it one more time. There we go. There we go. There's some browning. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so just a heads up. With all the weight, this is acting like a press. So it's going to cook a little bit faster. Okay, so once you combine it together, there's so much weight. Just be careful, okay? You guys hear that? See how it's not soggy? It's fried bread. That's what I love about doing it like that.
God, that looks good, honey.
So this is just about done. I've tried to hold back my saliva, but I'm gonna cut it in half. Just allow it to cool just a little bit more. Let's see what we got. Look at that cheese melting. That habanero cheese. Look at that. Really quick, to the new Gold Star families, from past to present, if you're ever in East Tennessee, you want a good meal, my pleasure. Let's get going. All right.
Okay, where's my bite?
Can I film you to see your reaction?
No. I'm not camera ready.
Holy cow. Look. Let's talk about what you feel in your mouth. Buttery, crunchy bread right off the top. The fatness from the brisket, the sweetness from the barbecue sauce, but then that heat from the cheese, but then you get the tang from the pickle. God, this is fantastic.
Did you say the fatness?
The fatness from the brisket.
That's culinary word number 2 of the day.
I'm all over it. Thanks for watching.
Chicken fatness. Hey, give me a bite. Let me
Off
see.
screen.
Let me just see.
Because your mouth is going to drool and I'm going to wipe it up like a bib. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Brisket grilled cheese. Come on now. Peace. Damn, this is good.